and when they can. In Nairobi, settlements in riparian reserves have complicated the response efforts and compounded and aggravated the risk to human life, safety, and property destruction. The Ministry of Interior is hereby directed to enforce the relocation notices issued earlier upon their expiry at 6:30 p.m. today. We appreciate and thank members of the public who are already cooperating with government on the evacuation and relocation effort that is underway. I want to mention specifically citizens in different parts. I saw, for example, in Dandora, citizens themselves volunteering, removing their structures, carrying their wares, carrying their furniture, and looking for places to store them. It is an encouraging development that citizens are part of the solution and they are participating in the evacuation and relocation efforts. Further, the government appreciates the goodwill demonstrated by thousands of individuals and institutions, volunteers, and others who have made tremendous input into alleviating the suffering and pain by those affected by the prevailing crisis. In the same spirit, the public is called upon to respect and adhere to safety alerts and interventions and to cease and desist from risking their lives or the lives of others by daring the force of nature. Kenyans must avoid endangering their lives by recklessly attempting to cross flooded rivers or drive on waterlogged roads. I extend my gratitude to the media for their commitment to contribute airtime worth Kenya shillings 100 million to support response to this crisis. The measures we are taking at present are aimed at responding to the current crisis in the immediate and the short term. For us to comprehensively address such a threat in the long term, we have to acknowledge and act to reverse the adverse effects of climate change. The current unprecedented crisis of floods that our country is experiencing, as well as the recent devastating drought our country faced, the worst in 40 years after 5 consecutive failed rains, is a direct consequence of our failure to protect our environment, resulting in painful effects of climate change as we are witnessing today. Our country will remain in this cyclical crisis for a long time. Our climate action agenda is informed by the sad reality that our country's future remains under threat until we restore our degraded ecosystems, including forests, rivers, and wetlands. We must therefore remain committed to confront this existential challenge and do it head-on. It is imperative for us to prioritize environmental conservation efforts and implement aggressive reforestation and wetland restoration programs. Scientific evidence indicates that restoring our natural habitats is our best defense against escalating weather extremes. To this end, I urge you, fellow citizens, to sustain and intensify your positive response to the ecosystem restoration